Right, morning everybody. So what's my plan? I've talked about this being my last preparation before TCR. I've got 3.5 weeks here up in Tignes in the French Alps, and really there's two main objectives for my training. Firstly, I'm going to be living at 2,000 or above 2,000 meters, so my body will be adapting to the higher altitude and the lack of oxygen to increase red blood cell count, which improves your power output on a bike when you get back down to sea level. So 3.5 weeks should create some good adaptation there. Secondly, we're here in the beautiful mountains, so I'll be able to do a lot of longer duration intensity here, so lots of, half an hour, 1 hour, 90-minute, even 2-hour hill sessions, which is really going to be pushing up my FTP from below and pushing up my ability to ride faster at a much lower intensity, which is what I'll be riding on the TCR. Now also, you look at the route for TCR and you look at where that takes us. The difficulty really is going to be that midsection as we go through the Alps, and there's some pretty high climbs on there. We're going over the Timmelsjoch. The high point will be the Galibier, which is nearly 2,700 meters. So I need to be ready for doing those in a very highly fatigued state. Now, luckily here in Tignes, just around the corner, I've got the Col de l'Iseran. So that climbs up to 2,700 meters. So there'll be some good practice there. Yes, I've got 23 days. So I think the challenge is going to be managing the fatigue and making sure I don't overtrain. So I've got to watch that carefully. I'll be really mixing days of very structured training, where I'm going out to ride a set of hill repeats at very specific power output or a specific heart rate, and I'll mix that in with unstructured longer rides where I won't feel, I won't go as hard going up the hills, and that's around getting those long days in the saddle, so 6 to 8 hours of riding through tough terrain, but without going too long, like going 12 hours and accumulating too much fatigue. And I will mix in quite a few rest days in that as well. The other week I did 12 hours riding from Haywards Heath to Wales, and 12 hours left me quite tired at the end of it. So I'm not going to be doing, I'll probably do one ride like that. I've got a few ideas in terms of really cool rides to go and do. One would be a lap up over the Cormet de Roseland, down towards back, round the back to Albeville and then back this way. An even more interesting one would be over the Col de l'Iseran, all the way down the Modène Valley, and then back over the Madeleine, possibly via the Lacet de Montvernier, which would be an incredible ride, and then back up to Tignes. So some really good ideas for some super long rides, but I'll only do 1 or 2 of those. Most of the time I'm going to be heading low to train between 700 and maybe 1,800 meters of altitude. Theory is you sleep high and train low, because when you are at this high altitude you can't get the oxygen, so your body cannot perform. So actually you start to detrain slightly. By going down to the valley every day and riding at a lower altitude, I've still got kind of normal levels of oxygen, so I can perform at a normal level, and I will get all those physiological adaptations that I'm looking for. Finally, it's a good chance to test out all my kit. I've got all of my TCR kit here with me. I'll be, as I get progressively through the 3 weeks, I'll be carrying more and more of my kit as we ride around and just finalise all those outstanding questions as to what I'm going to be taking with me. So right, I'm gonna now get ready, get on the bike and head out for today's ride. Right, so on today's menu, some long hill repeats at a tempo pace. I've just come all the way down from Tignes to Bourg Saint-Maurice, which is a long way down. 45 minutes at about 40k an hour. So that's a fast start to the day. It's not going to last. I'm at the base of the climb up to Les Arcs. Not one of the famous climbs. I'm not sure if this has ever been used in the tour. I'll have to Google that. So I will be doing 2 intervals on the climb up to Les Arcs. Should be taking me about an hour and 10 minutes to get up. At around kind of 85% of FTP, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more. The objective is to be stretching this out on longer and longer climbs, or this kind of intensity over longer and longer climbs over the course of the next 3 weeks, and then on the shorter climbs we'll lift that power up and see how we get on. So yeah, let's go do this. Coffee at the top. Right, well that's lap 1 done. Had a bit of a camera failure on the way up, so I couldn't shoot much footage. Ski resort's dead, as you would expect in the summertime, but this one's particularly dead. I can't see a restaurant open or a cafe or anything. So, gonna descend down, come back up. Woo. And then go down and get some lunch. Here we go, round 2. Now it's starting to bite. Just 35 seconds slower on the second climb, which over 59 minutes. I'm happy with that. It's all about consistency when you do multiple climbs like that. There's no point going flat out on the first one and then just bimbling up the second. You want to make the second climb and the third climb and the fourth climb as hard. I'm hungry and thirsty now. Time to get back to Bourg for a massive Coke and a big bowl of pasta. And there's Mont Blanc hiding in the background there somewhere. Probably just see it. Right. About there. Oh, lunchtime. I think I underfueled this morning. 2,000 calories burnt, and I had a Snickers and a packet of M&Ms, which is about 400 calories. So well below the target of 50% of my calorie burn. I'm on my way back to Tignes now and just pulled into the first town, which is a little place called Sees, and food and Coke. Oh, totally spent. Back. 43 hours recovery time apparently. 111k, nearly 3,000 meters of climbing, including 2 very hard hours. That last climb up from Bourg, 1,400 meters. Just took forever. Ready for a cup of tea and lots of food now. And then a good night's sleep.